tough sport, isn't it? It's not like a team sport where you can call a substitute, make a change. There's no variables, just one-on-one.
The ball has been returned from the crowd. That doesn't happen in baseball in the States.
15.
We've seen Kafelnikov early in this fourth set. He's come to the net more often. He's trying to get to the net. And he's doing it now out of necessity. Had he been able to stay with Agassi a little longer in that second set and do this sort of tactic play, this sort of way out of choice, when he was ahead in the count, things might have been different.
It's well played. He got down to that one and drove through it very well.
30 love. That's a serve.
It's one of those rapid-fire points there where Kafelnikov finishes his service action, only to look down with horror at the ball back at his feet on the baseline. What do? You have so little time when it's returned like that. War of attrition going on, deep, hard shots. Well played, Kafelnikov, 2-all, fourth set. Still quite a wind down there. Lovely conditions still. Light, absolutely perfect. Oh, it's so nice and delicate. Agassi is a very good volleyer. You so often see him do the drive volley on his way to the net, which renders it unnecessary for him to do the subsequent volley, but he really does volley, have a lovely touch as well with the conventional volleys.
He loves the little drop volley, particularly if the ball's below the height of the net. What he does do well is he takes a lot of little steps to get in position.
Yes, well played, took advantage. Good play by Kafelnikov.
15 all.
Well, it's Agassi with the surprise serve and volley point. Well picked up. His serve doesn't really lend itself to serving and volleying.
30-15.
He has a very deep knee bend and launches himself up. Good serve and volleyers like a Krajicek and an Edberg, they tend to throw the ball way further out in front.
Well, he's only 5'11", needs height. Yes, he never wants that ball boy or girl to come out. He's usually very nice to them, but he doesn't want them there in front of him.
30 all.
And I think the ball boys and girls here do a fabulous job. Absolutely incredible. They're so quick and they hurl the ball. Not a la Wimbledon rolling along the grass, but they hurl the ball from one end to the other, to their mates the other end. It's really very impressive. Terrific shot again from Agassi, under pressure, hitting it deep, very deep, and very hard.
Well, you have to wonder, Kafelnikov, he did exactly the right thing there. He took the serve on the rise, he banged the second serve cross-court. Agassi equal to the task. I think the word ball girl and ball boy is a bit of a misnomer here. They're all mid-30s. They're athletes.
Yes, yeah. Well, they're a few young. Come on. Agassi ahead, 3-2. Fourth set. Well, our blimp is on a sort of mystery tour. I think that's the Yankee Stadium, is it, Wally? Do you know?
I think it might be, yes. In the Bronx. Quite away from here, but what a great view. Beautiful clear day here in New York. So often the sky is hazy and muggy.
Of course, we got the Shea Stadium right alongside us where the Mets play. So here we go. 5 games played, no breaks in this fourth set. Kafelnikov serving, and the sun not really too much of a problem anymore for the server's eyes. Well, he had to stay ready because Agassi was very quick.
Agassi's so deep in the court. Unlikely that he could have made a pass from back there, but he was certainly willing to try.
Oh, yeah, he's so good at that, under pressure, hitting that one down the line. Almost inevitable, that shot. Surprising Kafelnikov didn't move to cover it.
The feature I like about this, see how he hits that essentially off the left foot with an open stance. Just have a look here, bang, left foot when he makes impact, and then the right foot comes through. Clears his hips. Balance is just perfect on the run.
Kafelnikov finally losing his patience and once again going, I think, for that shot down the line. He's safe enough cross court, but I'm just thinking what an important point that was for Kafelnikov. No doubt he was thinking of the same thing, because he's now given away 2 break points right bang in the middle of the fourth set.
That just comes about, that double fault, from the relentless pressure. He's not getting any free points.
That could be the most crucial break of the whole match, because it leaves Agassi ahead 4-2. He's already 2 sets to 1 up. Serving now for a 5-2 lead.
I suppose I've been rabbiting on about what can Kafelnikov do, how can he turn this match around, and tactics and various things, but at the end of the day, it's been a very high standard tennis match. The hitting has been terrific from the back of the court, but basically Agassi is so focused, he's so fit, he's really been pushed around today, but he's answered every question of him. He's hitting the ball so well, he's so confident. You were talking about the run of matches that he's won leading up to this US Open. You just wonder what you can do to derail this man.
When he is such a flamboyant player as well as such a good player, well, it's surprising that he can be so secure off the ground, selecting the right shot, the right time.
Technically perfect, Agassi, on the ground strokes. You'll notice quite often, even if he mishits the ball, it still goes in. Everything travelling in the right direction now.
Huge serve for Agassi, 126. That's about as fast as it gets for Agassi. Quite fast enough because his direction is good. Kafelnikov's beaten that by 2 miles an hour, 128. That's a great point to underline the break of serve, and he forges ahead, 5-2. One having thing really that he wasn't the best player in the world, but he's very close to it. And the winner of this match will become #1 in the world when the rankings come out again on Monday. Slightly impetuous, I would think.
Yeah, I think he feels like he's done the hard work now. He's going to win pretty. But just on that #1, you get the feeling, you look at Kafelnikov, Rafter, Moyer, they all got to #1, and the effort in getting there was almost too much for them.
Well, Pat Rafter lasted 1 week. Not his fault, he'd made it. Nice feeling it must be.
King of the world, even if it is only for a week. That backhand return there of Agassi's was mishit, and so many times his mishits drop in because, as I was saying, technically so correct, his racket is always travelling along the right path.
The power of Agassi's shots, well, they just have not diminished as the match has gone on. In fact, they have increased as the match has gone on. Larry Stefanki putting on his resigned face in preparation, perhaps. Well, bad luck. Kafelnikov had a difficult bit of assessing to do with that high floating ball.
And Gilbert, he's pumped. Great point from Agassi. He has been very prepared to retrieve in this match. Usually hits the ball so aggressively, but today he has had his running shoes on when it's counted.
So here is Agassi on the brink of his 3rd Grand Slam final in a row. What a record.
I made the comment, Bill, at the start of this tournament that players that might provide problems for Agassi, the likes of a Corretja or a Moyer, because they get so many balls back, make you work so hard, and Agassi hasn't liked to do that in the past. But today, Kafelnikov has really worked him over, and if anything, he's just gotten stronger.
It's the new super fit model, isn't it? What a difference that extra fitness has made to Agassi's whole life. And he's got no distractions. Totally focused on his tennis. Well, Kafelnikov has done his thing. He's forced Agassi to serve for the match. Not easy serving for a set. Even less easy serving for a match. It's a thing I've seen Pete Sampras do quite often and fail to clinch it at the first attempt. Brilliant.
It really was. Not just the final shot, But that forehand that he hit out wide was hit from well behind the baseline, and then he just pegs the line. It's a bit scary. People in the past have told me that Lou Hode and Rod Laver, when things got tight, they just went for it. And Agassi's certainly in that mould. No inhibitions. Kafelnikov, he made no attempt to play it. It wasn't out by much. Very confident the ball is going long.
Well, it's not over yet. The fat lady has yet to sing, perhaps.
And all of a sudden, we see at 15:30, Kafelnikov reverts back to that no pace. Just really giving Agassi nothing to work with down the centre of the court. Agassi is trying to serve for this match into the breeze.
13-14.
Not a bad way to save one, 123 miles per hour. 3 short of his fastest of the match. That was a great off forehand. I think he kept guessing that flap of the wrist just as he strikes the ball to give it additional impetus. I think he kept that to a minimum.
Deuce.
It's possible Kafelnikov was fooled there. So 2 break points saved, 1 match point missed. It's all happening at the end of this set. That's tough, just missed, going for it. And this crowd always erupts, particularly when an Agassi or a Venus Williams or usually somebody American gets to match point. It's as though they suddenly realize this is it. Well, that would have been a flamboyant ending. Just too long.
Just incredible. He just hits the ball harder and more ferociously when he's got match point. So many people play it safe. And some people say this stadium's too big for tennis, but when you've got a packed house, good tennis, and an atmosphere like today, it certainly is very enjoyable. That was a fault.
Yeah, he certainly thought so. He's angry.
Trouble is, he's arguing against Cyclops, and that ball was beyond the range of the Cyclops, well out.
Yep, that's tough, but maybe it's third time lucky for Agassi. It is. He's there. All the emotion now can pour out of him. He has done this every match, every match. They love him for it, he loves them, but they love him. What a character. Take that.
We're lucky we've got him in the men's game.
Absolutely.
He really brings a lot more to the court than just brilliant tennis. And I've got to say, Bill, I did enjoy that match. Kafelnikov, he shouldn't be too disappointed. He played a good match. He was just beaten by a better player.
You said it, Wally, you've said it. It took 2 hours and 11 minutes. Kafelnikov, a brilliant first set of 6-1. And Agassi, 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. How tidy, how neat, how powerful, how good.
Well, as we look at Andre Agassi as he's reached his 4th US Open final, of course winning in 1994. Just want to thank Bill Threlfall for taking us through that semi-final. And we've heard for the last time during this 99 US Open to Wally Mazur. Thank you for the 2 weeks, Wally. You've seen a tremendous match there. Can you see any way in the world Todd Martin can make an impact on Andre Agassi?
No.
You don't want to expound on that, do you?
Look, Andrew, I think Todd Martin has kept himself in this tournament beautifully with his first serve. He serves within himself, probably about 80–85%, and he paints lines for long periods of time. So even when he's feeling a bit poorly or his ground strokes go off or his game just fluctuates, his serve keeps him in any match. And if he serves the way he has been tomorrow, he does have a chance. But I'm so impressed with Agassi. He's hitting the ball hard, he's ferocious, he always has been, but all of a sudden there's a real urgency to his game, there's a real focus to his game, and Kafelnikov pushed him around the court today on some big points, and Agassi was just willing to retrieve, and he was willing to work hard. He was willing to be an athlete, and he just looks the complete package to me.
And while we got you, Wally, a quick word ahead of
Of Serena Williams. Great presence here. Okay, yes, she lost those match points, but has not lost her presence.
It's there for the taking.
And of course, in matches, there are points you look back on and you say, if only I had made that shot, I would have put her into the breaker. Back to deuce.
Not happy that Serena Williams called out before the linesperson. It's definitely out. Oh, unbelievable.
Well, you can cut it with a knife. The tension here, Serena moving right in. Just those feet keeps moving. Gets the hold. Now we're going to a breaker. And anything goes.
Neither woman has played a tie-break in this championship so far. They've played 2 against each other. And they are locked at 1-all. You almost feel that Serena Williams has run Hingis into form. She's run her around so much that the tiredness has gone from the legs and the mind is cleared.
Serena Williams throws the slice at Martina Hingis. That's a lack of concentration there on Hingis's part. 1-all. One more serve for Serena, then they alternate. It's every 2 serves. Huge, 103 miles an hour. And when you get to tie breaks, you always feel that the advantage goes with the big server. And this perfect example gets the free point.
Where Williams is standing. First point against the serve goes to Williams.
Again, big serve, 106 miles an hour. Incredible weapon that you can count on. Got to remember to switch sides after the first 6 points.
Serena Williams has played 5 tie breaks this year, 1999, and she's won every single one. Still with just that one mini break, Williams 4-2. Back on serve, Hingis, you feel, needs to get some first serves in.
Great job from Martina Hingis. She was pushed all over the court by Serena Williams that point, but stayed in, hustled it, and you're absolutely right. She's almost run her way back into this match. The legs are moving better, covering the court better. Ties it up at 4.
Thank you. Quiet, please.
One more serve for Hingis. This serve sits right up into the power zone of Serena Williams. She doesn't flinch. She goes right for her shot.
Thank you.
2 points away, and she's got 2 points on her own serve. Just long.
Lethal with the power off that backhand. Was a little tentative on the forehand. But hey, at that point, Hingis misses the topspin lob. And for Serena Williams, we go to match point.
6-4. Williams. Thank you.
She's done it.
Game, set, and championship. Hingis. 6-4, 7-6.
Serena Williams becomes the second African-American woman to win a Grand Slam title. Not since Althea Gibson back in the late 50s as an African-American woman won a Grand Slam title. She's overcome with emotion, and rightly so. She's played a scintillating match this afternoon. Hingis, without question, I think was affected by the long three-set match she played against Venus Williams yesterday. Wonderful scenes. Her mother, Oracene, first to congratulate her. Venus, she's played her part without question. And her father, Richard. He's been proved right, you have to say. He predicted that one of his girls would win this title. He predicted both of them would be in the final. He was 50% right. Elise?
There's no doubt one of the great moments in tennis history. Watch this match point. Huge first serve. Great job from Hingis even staying in there. But Serena kept her cool, kept her conviction in her game. Even when she lost those match points earlier in the set, kept her conviction. And now here she is, US Open champion. This is history. And you mentioned Venus, these two sisters pushing each other to new heights, taking the game to new heights, and having Martina Hingis and Lindsay Davenport in there in that mix is just the future of women's tennis is incredibly strong.
Well, it's her first Grand Slam title, Serena Williams. You wonder how many more is to come. Williams, an hour and 42 minutes of emotional tennis, 6-3, 7-6.
Well, there's some numbers for you. Not a bad.
You got your team working for you, didn't you? Straight away, there seemed to be...
Well, you saw I play with an extra man at the back, which I normally don't do, but we...
Good play by Kafelnikov.
15 all.
Well, it's Agassi with the surprise serve and volley point. well picked up. His serve doesn't really lend itself to serving and volleying.
30-15.
He has a very deep knee bend and launches himself up. Good serve and volleyers like a Krajicek and an Edberg, they tend to throw the ball way further out in front.
Well, he's only 5'11", needs height. Yes, he never wants that ball boy or girl to come out. He's usually very nice to them, but he doesn't want them there in front of him.
38.
And I think the ball boys and girls here do a fabulous job. Absolutely incredible. They're so quick.
It's a tough sport, isn't it? It's not like a team sport where you can call a substitute, make a change. There's no variables, just one-on-one.
Ah, the ball has been returned from the crowd. That doesn't happen in baseball in the States.
15.
We've seen Kafelnikov early in this fourth set. He's come to the net more often. He's trying to get to the net. And he's doing it now out of necessity. Had he been able to stay with Agassi a little longer in that second set and do this sort of tactic play, this sort of way out of choice, when he was ahead in the count, things might have been different.
This will well played, Kafelnikov, 2-all, fourth set. Still quite a wind down there. Lovely conditions still. Light, absolutely perfect. Oh, it's so nice and delicate. Agassi is a very good volleyer. You so often see him do the drive volley on his way to the net, which renders it unnecessary for him to do the subsequent volley, but he really does volley, have a lovely touch as well with the conventional volleys.
He loves the little drop volley, particularly if the ball's below the height of the net. What he does do well is he takes a lot of little steps to get in position.
Yes, well played, took advantage. There's war of attrition going on, deep, hard shots. Played. He got down to that one and drove through it very well.
That's a serve.
It's one of those rapid-fire points there where Kafelnikov finishes his service action, only to look down with horror at the ball back at his feet on the baseline. What do? You have so little time when it's returned like that.